Hey VC, TC here. Howdy doody. So, Chris Propfe, Musically Obsessed. Yeah, I can talk tonight. Chris Propfe, Musically Obsessed, asked us to give him 1974. And that's what I'm going to do. You know what 1974 was? 1974 was the year that disco really took off on the top 40 charts. Unfortunately, I don't have any disco from that early. I didn't get into it until 75 and 76. But I do have a stack of 1974 albums that are along my lines, and no one else's. I'm sure no one else is showing these particular albums. Because they never do. First up, Waterloo from ABBA. This was ABBA's second album featuring their Eurovision-winning smash title track. It would go on to become a monster hit and launch the band all over the world. Get the glare off. This also featured Ring Ring, which was not a huge hit in America, and Honey Honey, which was a minor hit in America. They wouldn't really take off until their third album with SOS, and the rest they say is history. But this was their second album, and it was out in 1974. Also out in 1974, an album I just added to my collection just today. Olivia Newton-John's second U.S. release, If You Love Me, Let Me Know, featuring If You Love Me, Let Me Know, and I Honestly Love You. Olivia would continue to grow as time went on into a true superstar. She stayed at #1 for 10 weeks in 1981 with Physical. There were a lot of firsts that year, too. It was the first teaming of Donnie and Marie Osmond as a duo, I'm Leaving It All Up to You. That featured that song and Morningside of the Mountain, plus some other great stuff. Of course, Donnie and Marie were separate acts up to this point, and they've continued to be separate acts, but thanks to this album and the success of their follow-up, Make the World Go Away, it led to a hit television series and forever cemented Donnie and Marie as a team. Returning with a different lineup, the Raspberries, starting over. Eric Carmen picked a few new members, and they got a big new start with it. Their hit off this album was Overnight Sensation, hit record in parentheses. As I've said in previous videos, I am a huge Eric Carmen fan. I finally picked up the last Eric Carmen solo album I did not have. You'll see that shortly in an unboxing video. And this album is terrific. This is one of my favorite albums by them. Also 1974. 1974 was the comeback year in the U.S. for Mr. Neil Sedaka. Sedaka's Back was a compilation of 3 of his UK albums, which came out between 1971 and 1974. It shot him to the top of the chart for the first time in over a decade with Laughter in the Rain. Also featured the hit singles Solitaire, well, not for him, The Immigrant, and what's the name of that song? That's Where the Music Takes Me. I was never a big fan of that song. Solitaire off this album would become a big hit for Carpenters and Andy Williams, while Love Will Keep Us Together would be reinterpreted by the Captain and Tennille the following year, complete with Sedaka's Back refrain at the end of the song, and he was back. He would be on the charts regularly for the next several years again. Although they were starting to fade out as a group, 1974 brought Love Me for a Reason by the Osmonds. Love Me for a Reason and I Can't Get Next to You were the 2 singles off this. This is the British pressing. I happened to pick it up in a cutout bin a few years ago. This was probably the last album they made that was a real big minor, well, not big, a minor chart hit. They had had much better fortunes a couple of years earlier. Another band that had a couple of years of big success, the DeFranco Family. This is their second album, Save the Last Dance for Me, which featured the title track and Write Me a Letter. As you can see, it has seen better days. Tony DeFranco is now a super successful real estate agent in Southern California, and occasionally ends up on stage to perform the band's biggest hit from their earlier album, Heartbeat It's a Love Beat, with his daughters. I think that's kind of cool. Another album just recently acquired in another sale Maureen McGovern, Nice to Be Around. Maureen had hit it big in 1972 or 73 with The Morning After. This album features the title track, which is the theme from the Oscar-nominated film Cinderella Liberty, and a lot of Maureen's versions of other songs that were out at the time, including, I think there's one other big one out here. No, I guess not. These are not songs I'm familiar with. I'm not familiar with this album other than that song, I'll be honest. I got it because I love her voice, and I'm trying to get her earlier stuff. A few years later, she would hit again big with Can You Read My Mind from Superman and Different Worlds from Angie. Maureen McGovern, and Nice to Be Around. In the 70s, it wasn't uncommon for acts to release more than one album in a year, and that is what happened to this woman. I recently have worked hard to pick up her catalog since her passing a few weeks ago. And in 1974, Helen Reddy released 2 albums, Love Song for Jeffrey, which features her hit singles Keep On Singin' and You and Me Against the World. And later in 1974, she released Free and Easy, which features her last hit of 74, Angie Baby, and 1975's hit Emotion. But another acquisition I just recently picked up is one I've wanted for a long time. I have, don't mind my missing head, I have the reissue on Arista Records, but I've never come across this. And then Two Hip Chicks, love you guys, love you ladies actually, had this up for sale in a recent sale online with Adam from Record Crate, and I picked it up for a song. The original pressing of Barry Manilow's debut album, still on Bell Records. Of course, Barry's album was re-released under the title Barry Manilow 1 with a black cover and a different picture. This album did not have any of the big hits on it. It featured Could It Be Magic, and also featured some of his earlier stuff that he'd done. It has a great version of Friends, the song that Bette Midler became known for. But this I can't believe I've added this to my collection. This is a grail, and I was so happy to get it because it's the only thing in his early library that I do not have. So it's terrific, and I can't wait to hear it on the original label. So thank you to Hip Checks for putting this up for sale and selling it to me. Thank you. That's going to do it for my 1974 entries. Chris, great thread, great idea, which originated with the yearly things that Aaron Musa Alomar has been doing. Sorry for mangling your name, Aaron. And I haven't watched any of the other ones except Chris's, so I don't know what anybody else has put up. But like I said, I bet they haven't put up any of these. Some of these will reappear again when I do unboxings for them, because I've been picking up a lot of new stuff. Until then, I'm TC. See you later. Don't forget the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And tell everybody I'm out here. Bye.